What is happening, everybody? Winter has finally settled into Connecticut, and I got settled into the new house. So I promised you more house tour. Let's get house tour number 2 started. All right, so today is January 27th. I moved into the place last week, and literally I got chased into the new house by a pretty big snowstorm, and that was the start of winter. So my timing for getting moved into this place was incredible. Couldn't get any closer than that. I'm walking on water, and before I got into dirt fishing, I was a regular fisherman, and that included ice fishing. I don't have any equipment anymore, but I'm walking around on the ice today. This is the first weekend that everybody's been out to play. We got ice fishermen out, we got the skaters across the lake. They were playing with leaf blowers and skating around. That sounded fun. So, 2 things we're gonna look at today. Kitchen is done. Well, as done as it's gonna get before the rest of the house gets overhauled. And as well, we're gonna look at the Cellar of Doom, because that's a full cellar to the house, and I've got to start cleaning it out. So if you want to see something that looks like Silence of the Lambs, stay tuned. And since it's been a few weeks, we'll take a look at each week that I was here before moving in, and look at the different phases that the kitchen was at before where we're at now. So take off the jacket and go inside. So it's been a week since, in real life I should say, since the kitchen's been touched, and we saw that in house tour number 1 where everything was stripped out, but the ceiling was still all ugly. No need to hide the kids for this one anymore. Let's take a look at where we're at 1 week down the road. Alright, no lighting in here. I got one screwball light. You can see they've got the old ceiling tore out. He replaced a beam down the center. They got joists off of each side. It's all insulated. They've started installing cans for the recessed lighting, one there, one that's going to be over the work area, one on the other side of the sink. So there's going to be 4 of them in a square. That's beautiful. Next time we see this, it'll be all sheetrocked. And as well, the wall where the kitchen stove and everything else is all nice and insulated as well. So big progress coming soon. In another week, I hope to have most of this stuff bolted back to the walls and get my living room back, because I am 2 weeks from moving into this place. So, it's been a week since we've taken a look at the studded-in kitchen, and they got a lot done. They got everything they said they were going to get done in the past week, and I'm stunned. What a huge difference from what this thing looked like a month ago. Oh my God. Let's flip around. 1 more week to moving time, so they're into the crunch zone now. And boom! I am just so happy. What a difference. It's so clean, it's so bright compared to what it was. I went with like a light sand for the kitchen walls and a good washable gloss. Beautiful white ceilings, no more ugly paneling. And you know, they got it all done in a week, so they get to start hanging the cabinets. The upper cabinets next week, and then the lower one goes in, and I am moving in a week, so this all has to come out of here. All the cabinets hiding in here, all this stuff's got to be gone in 1 week, or they've got to put it somewhere else, because I obviously can't move in. This is my living room. So let's see where else we're at in this video. And the moment we've all been waiting for. This was great to see when I got here last week. Kitchen pretty well complete. We got to come in and do a couple more things, but this is where it's at. All right, here we are, all done. A week after moving in, I've got cabinets all filled pretty much and where I want everything. A couple little niggling things left to do in here since I was playing beat the clock with the contractor. He did get the trim in, but none of the nail holes are filled and she's not painted. I'm going to do that myself so he doesn't have to keep coming back in here while I'm living here. Fridge, all inside that nice enclosure. It's got to get a little bit level. The floor isn't quite level in the house, so it runs downhill. So I just got to jack up the screws on the bottom of the feet there. All these cabinets are nice soft close. Same thing with the drawers. I got a beautiful little Lazy Susan here. Like I said, they put in the corner. For now, I've just got some small appliances tucked into that. Stuff I don't have room on the counter for. I love these cabinets. Soft closing. Open them up, and they'll finish closing by themselves. No more slamming. They did a pendant light over the sink. I'm not much into pendant lights since I'm a tall guy, but that one won't get in the way. And same thing. I've got to finish, a little tough with the lighting here, but I've got to finish filling the nail holes and painting the trim around the windows. So that's pretty much it. The only other thing that's got to get done is there's a hard copper line behind the stove. That's no bueno. You can only push the stove back so far before the copper line wants to, you know, bend and kink, and that's really bad. So I got a guy coming in tomorrow who's going to put some modern flex hose in the back there so I can finish pushing the stove back where it belongs. That's it for the kitchen. There is some stuff to do still here. I've got to figure this out somewhere when the house is getting done. That furniture is all going, and I'm going to have a more modern, like a kitchen hutch over there, because I've got some more stuff that I need to squirrel away as far as dishes and pots and pans that I'm going to eventually use. So, last part of this video involves that. Let's go take a look at the Cellar of Doom. And at the back of the carport is the entrance to the cellar. This was my grandfather's little hangout workshop / storage area for his whole life. This is a full cellar. It takes up the same footprint as the upstairs of the house. And as you can see, there's a lot in here. I've got a lot of work to do to get this cleaned out. Yeah, it's overwhelming. So let's spin the camera around. Let's take a quick look. Well, as quick as I can get anyway. Here in the entrance, my grandfather had a nice old wood stove. This still works. I'll have the chimney looked at. Maybe get that fired up again one day. A lot of quick access stuff he had by the entrance to the door. He had a lot of saws, a lot of tools. I've been piling axes over here because I keep finding axes everywhere. This little area would have been where he would have hung out with his deer buddies. He used to have a gun sighting bench over here somewhere. It's probably still under that mess. There's an old bandsaw for butchering deer. He's got an old meat slicer. This is where he'd do all of his deer hunting stuff. And back there is a ton of old stuff from the house originally. A lot of that's got to get gone through and thrown out. As you can see, there is literally stuff everywhere, every square inch of this place. I've started throwing stuff out, but now I've got a lot of tools and stuff. I've actually had a picker in here twice, antique / picker guy. And he's been here for about 2.5 hours on each trip, and each trip that he's here for an hour has gotten me $100 per hour, which is amazing. So he's been here twice. I've gotten about $500 from stuff I would never use. Tons and tons and tons and tons of stuff. Old jars full of screws and nails and old belts and hinges and straps and all this stuff that's going to have to go. He kept everything. I've got a lot of good tools I'll keep, you know, like a bench grinder, a little Delta belt sander here he had for some reason. You know, this is a mess. This is an absolute mess that he's piled up for years. This is cute. This is a really old school lathe. I'm not sure what I'll do with that. Ethan the antique picker guy wasn't interested in it, but I've got another friend who might be interested in some old tools. Yeah, same thing over here, just piles and piles of tools, but some of these tools are old and collectible. I don't need an old wooden chisel like that, but I know somebody who would probably be doing very well selling this type of stuff, and there's no shortage of this stuff everywhere. That's the water pump for the house, and he's got more stuff squirreled back here. I've started squirreling stuff back here because I have no choice. But all this stuff has got to go. Got to get all tossed out. And that dumpster out there is what I'm going to be doing today. I've got a few hours. That was left over from when they did the kitchen, but the contractor said, go ahead, fill it up. I know you need to. So he was very nice. And this is the utility room. This is where I'm getting started because that's the hot water heater, that's the panel, and the gas comes in here too, and I don't want all this crap in here, so this is where I'm getting started on a Sunday afternoon. I'm going to start cleaning all this stuff out, and this is where we're going to end this video. And that's going to do it for house tour number 2. I'm not sure if there's going to be a house tour number 3. Maybe there will, maybe there won't be. I'm not sure. I got a lot of work to do over the winter, and a lot of it involves that basement and getting stuff thrown out. So I'll be back with something, guys. I got a little bit of winter left over to fill with videos, so we'll catch you guys on the next one with whatever I got.